Hello everyone, welcome to Originally Same. At this video I'm going to describe some connections, interesting connections between Persian verbs and English verbs. Let's pronounce these verbs in English and Persian. ریو رفتن، رسید رسیدن، deviate دویدن، capture قاپیدن، cursive کورس گذاشتن، راوی روایت کردن. If you believe that the similarity in the pronunciations are not random, please continue watching this video. In order to validate the correctness of such connections, we need to approach the root of words in both language, and for this we need to know some prefix or suffixes in two languages. Let's start with Persian verbs. Here we have two infinitive verbs in Persian that's called mastar in Persian, rubudan and javidan. First we need to eliminate the suffix of infinitive verb in Persian. It can be dan, tan or an. By this elimination we would have javi and rubu. Next we ignore the vowels. We ignore them to simplify the recognition process, because in different geographies one same word can have different vowels. At this point we find a word from target language which has similar meaning and has same or similar letters. At this case, chew and rub both are exactly same words in English. So how we can identify root of English words? The process is similar, just at this case we need in most cases to look at the origin of the root, mostly in Latin or Middle English. At this presentation we extracted the related origin of the words from dictionary.com, and the remaining steps are same at this case because both languages are Indo-European, and main feature of Indo-European languages is this formulation. Word is composed of prefix, root and suffix. At the case of English verbs we need to know some common prefixes like in, that means inside, and re, that comes from repeat, and ex, that comes from extra, and another suffixes like ad, the, and come and pre. And we need also to know some basic suffixes for infinitive verbs or verbs. In English 8, in Middle English n, and ere and in Latin. So let's to see some examples. As most common verbs we consider is, that is originally est in Latin, and ast in Persian. This origin esse is used in essence, essential, and ast is used in hasti and hast. Next example is remain. It is composed of re and main. The original infinitive verb is manere, that means to stay in Latin. And to stay in Persian is translated to ماندن. If we eliminate the related suffixes in Latin and dan in Persian, what remains is man in Latin and man in Persian that are clearly same. As you see, there is various derivatives from these roots. For example, mandegar in Persian, that means permanent, and mandani, that means immanent, and beman, that is a commentary verb, stay. Next verb is stand. Its origin is stare, or similar pronunciation in Latin, that means to stand. And to stand in Persian is istadan. Now we eliminate the prefixes, and what remains is sta in Latin and ista in Persian. Again, there is a wide diversity for derivatives of this root. In Persian, istadegi, that means persistence. Beist, that means stand, also again a commentary verb. Istga, that is station. Next verb is resist, composed of re and sist. In Latin, the origin is sistere or resistere, that means to cause to stand. In Persian, zistan, that roughly have same meaning as sist, to live, to exist. Again, if we eliminate the suffixes, what remains is sist in Latin and zist in Persian. There is interesting derivatives like exist, زیست شناسی همزیستی, and زیستگاه. Next verb is quest. It is question in Middle English, that means to seek, and jostan in Persian. By eliminating the suffixes quest and jost. And derivatives are question, request, جستجو, جستجوگر. Now we consider the origin of accent, accentuate, canto, cant, chant, and charm, which is canere in Latin, that means to sing. To sing in Persian means khandan, also means to read. Again, by ignoring the suffixes, what is remaining is khan or can in Latin and khan in Persian. And derivatives in Persian are خواننده, singer, خوانندگی, singing, خواندنی, readable, and خوانا, legible. And next group of words are included here, consist of Indo, data, render. They have a root in dare in Latin, that means to give. To give in Persian means dadan. Again, if we ignore the suffixes or prefixes, what remains is da in both language. And derivative word in Persian is dade, that means data. Now let's look at some compound verbs in Persian. First one is inherit, composed of in and herit. Its origin is ered, which is stem of ers. Corresponding word in Persian is ers, which is a noun. The compound verb from ers is به ارث بردن. And derivatives are and heritage in English, and ersi and ersiye in Persian. Finally, we consider the verb ved, which is vede in Middle English. That means to pledge, to promise. And in Persian, it is vade. That means promise or pledge in the noun case. If we want to compose a verb, it would be vade dadan. That was all. Thank you for watching. See you in next videos.